Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Art of Pausing and Breathing, a safe space where we explore mindfulness, meditation, spirituality, and more. This is a place for growth and evolution where we learn to focus on the present moment, create the life we truly desire, and build resilience. If these topics resonate with you, don't forget to subscribe, leave comments, and share your experiences with us. Remember that everything we talk about in this podcast is just an alternative and not a substitute for any professional therapy or treatment. Always remember to seek professional help whenever you need it. Have a beautiful journey. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of the Art of Pausing and Breathing. This podcast is going to be focused on making your life better, improving our lives. Um, the first episode is basically talking about meditation. It's good if you have never meditated before, or if you're looking for an alternative um, to relax, to focus on the present moment, and all that stuff. So, in this episode, we'll learn about meditation. What is it? What is not? How does it work? Like in a very simple way. I will give you in other videos guided meditations so you can just listen to them and let yourself go. Also, I will give you some techniques. What can I use to meditate? And basically, um, I will explain all the benefits that you can get from meditating. In other words, you don't need experience, you don't need any special tool or any special clothes for this. Basically, what you need is willingness to pause and take a moment to yourself. So maybe a little time before you go to work, in the middle of the day, after you arrive home, take a shower. In that moment, you can meditate. This is a space created for normal people, just like you and I, who have been looking for something like this. When I found this, I was really surprised. I wasn't expecting a lot when I took my first meditation course, but it did surprise me. Um, we will learn different tools, for example, anchoring, which is a tool to bring us back to the present moment. Also, we can talk about certainty, which is a feeling of deep inner trust that will allow us to let go of control and listen to that little voice that we barely listen to when we are in the automatic mode. And most importantly, we will practice being here and now, where your life is actually happening. Okay, now let's move to this important question. What is meditation? Basically, meditation is just a mental practice that helps us to become connected to the present moment, like I said before. Saying that, we become to be more aware and calm. We're going to practice the mind to live the present. In other words, it's just a tool to connect with your inner self. Because we sometimes tend to live in the past or the future. Have you ever caught yourself in thoughts like, what would have happened if things had been differently? For example, you had an argument with someone in the morning, and then during the day, you say, oh my God, I shouldn't have said this to my mom, or I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have slammed the door at my sister. So things can happen, you know? And sometimes we feel guilty and we want to change the past, but we know it's impossible. But what we can do is deal with the present. We can take responsibility, and now what can I do about it? Also, we like to live in the future. Um, for example, we pretend to be Doctor Strange, and these are my 3000 apocalyptic futures, which is also not living in the present. So, with all that said, meditation is a space that we create, is a little pause in our day where we can turn inward and observe what's happening in our mind and body. Probably we feel sad, we feel stressed, we feel angry, we feel hungry, whatever is fine. Okay? It's accept and learn to recognize what we're feeling right now and acknowledge it. With regular practice, it will help us feel more grounded, less stress, and improve emotional balance. On the other hand, now let's clarify what meditation is not. Meditation is not about having no thoughts, because we have seen maybe on TV or in movies, or we have listened to other people saying that you have to leave your mind in blank or stop thinking right now. That's basically impossible. It's difficult to have a complete blank mind, and in these days, even more. And that's not the goal, actually. It's not about religion. Some people think and believe that they are betraying their beliefs or their religion when they're talking about spirituality, but it's not related to any belief system. Anyone can meditate. If you're Jewish, if you are Catholic, if you're Christian, you can meditate, and actually it's gonna help you with your religion. You're gonna feel more connected to it. It's not about escaping your problems, because you can see sometimes people, like, they are in another world, and you might think that they're meditating, but no, it's not about escaping and living other realities. It's about actually facing your reality with peace and clarity. There is no right way or wrong way to meditate. Just every moment that you meditate is very valuable. Once you understand meditation, you can meditate everywhere. You wake up, you take a couple minutes sitting on your bed before you take a shower. You can meditate in the shower, enjoying the shower. You can meditate with your eyes open, with your eyes closed. The thing is that you have to live the present and connect with yourself in that moment. At the beginning, it's gonna be difficult and confusing, but with time and practice, you'll get to it, and it's gonna be really easy for that. And you're gonna see the benefits with time. Well, talking about benefits, let's talk about all the different benefits that meditation brings. Meditation is not a trendy habit, it's actually been practiced for centuries because of the deep mental, emotional, and physical benefits it has. Now, let's start with one of the benefits, which are the mental benefits. This practice goes a little bit beyond just sitting in silence, like I told you. This is going to boost your mind, your creativity, and you're going to find a little bit of calm in this noisy world. Because if you live in a city, you know what I'm talking about. One of the most useful benefits are the focus and attention. Have you ever felt like your brain is jumping from one thing to another? You have a lot of things in your mind, and You don't know where to start from. Probably you have a lot of work, you have to finish that work at home, then you have to walk the door and you have some chores, maybe do some laundry. If you have a family, well, you know what I'm talking about. Basically, meditation is going to help you to slow down that chaos. When you just take a few minutes to breathe and be present, you're actually training your brain to focus better. Instead of being all distracted, you can focus on one task at a time and finish it and be more productive. Another benefit is clarity of thought. Like in these busy lives that we have, sometimes it's easy to feel overwhelmed and your mind a little bit foggy. Meditation is going to help you clear that fog, clear the mental clutter. Think that you're organizing your messy desk. For example, sometimes you can be in traffic, and instead of being all frustrated and tense because you might be late, you can just practice meditation and then breathe deeply and just be present. It's like, well, I will be late. It doesn't matter if I get angry or not. What can I do right now to smile? Probably playing my favorite song, listen to a podcast that I like. I don't know, whatever makes you happy in that moment. And another powerful benefit is enhanced memory and creativity. Your brain gets the space to connect ideas, store more information better, and come up with fresh thoughts. You know, it's going to help you in a lot of parts of your life. And one very important one is calming the mind. It's going to create an inner stillness, even when the life outside looks chaotic, you know? So, these are some of the mental benefits that you can find when you meditate. A third benefit I would like to mention is one of the biggest reasons people start meditating, and this is stress and anxiety. When we are depressed, when we are stressed, when we feel anxiety, we usually have feelings like sadness, anger, we feel tired, and well, we don't like it. When you breathe deeply and you start observing your emotions without judgment, little by little, you're gonna give yourself that space, okay, to feel the process instead of reacting to those feelings. And over the time, meditation will help you become more patient, compassionate, and more connected with your inner self. Believe me, all that stress and anxiety will reduce. The, the more you meditate, the more you practice this skill, you're gonna build this patience and compassion to yourself, and you will increase that self-awareness. I would like to talk about how emotions work, but I think that deserves like a whole video, because this emotions need like a process when they start, and we need to finish the emotion. So we need to feel the emotion, not block the emotion or pretend that that emotion is not there. But we'll talk about that later in another video. And finally, let's talk about the last benefit I would like to talk in this video. And yeah, meditation also benefits the body. It activates your body's natural relaxation response. So it will help you sleep better, reducing all the physical pain, the muscle tension when you're all stressed. After work, after a fight with somebody, and then you feel that tension on your shoulders, your neck, and you feel like you can barely move them. Well, if you meditate, you can also help your body with these muscle pain. When your mind relaxes, your body also follows automatically. When you feel calm, when you feel relaxed, when you feel happy, the body is going to react to that. Your face is going to react to that. Your reactions and decisions are going to react to that. So, meditation is more than just a daily exercise, than just closing my eyes a couple of minutes a day. It actually becomes a way of living once you see all the benefit it brings and when you see them in front of you. Over the time, it will reprogram how you respond to life. It's gonna help you to feel more resilient, centered, and peaceful, even during hard times. You will see, for example, if you're living like you're having a breakup, and then you remember how you used to deal with these situation in the past, and after you practice meditation for a while, maybe you're living a breakup and it's different. Maybe you don't feel all this sadness and all these, like, my life makes no sense. But now you can see it like, oh, well, this is what I learned from this relationship. This is what I get. These are all the gifts that I get in my personal growth, and you will start looking at life in a very different way. That can I assure. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. I truly hope your life improves a little more each day, and that you receive all the beautiful things you deserve. If you enjoyed this content, please subscribe and give it a like. That will really help me to keep this project going. And if you're listening on Spotify, I would love if you could give me 5 stars. It makes a big difference. Until next time, take a deep breath, stay present, and keep going.